The FDA has received over 4,800 reports linking certain pet treats to kidney failure, and 3 of the brands we're about to expose are connected to this crisis. Yet these treats are still sitting on shelves, still being marketed as safe, still being fed to unsuspecting pets across America. We're not talking about some obscure boutique brands sold online. We're talking about household names, brands with prime real estate in every grocery store, brands that have been trusted by generations of pet owners who had no idea they were serving slow-acting poison disguised as rewards. What makes this even more infuriating is that the companies knew. Internal documents from lawsuits show they were aware of the kidney failure reports, aware of the contamination issues, aware of the health consequences. And they chose profits over pets every single time, spending millions on marketing while cutting corners on safety testing. But kidney failure is just the beginning. We found treats contaminated with cancer-causing preservatives, treats loaded with sugar that trigger diabetes, treats made with mystery meat that wouldn't qualify for human consumption. The regulatory system that's supposed to protect your pet has been captured by the very companies it should be policing. Here's what should terrify every pet owner. If these companies can get away with selling kidney-damaging treats for decades, what else are they hiding? What other shortcuts are they taking with your pet's health while you trust them with your dog's life? For generations, we believed that regulation meant protection, that FDA approval meant safety, that popular brands were trustworthy. We were wrong on every count, and our pets are paying the price with their organs, their health, and their lives. We investigated FDA adverse event reports spanning 15 years, veterinary nephrology studies from major universities, internal company documents from class action lawsuits, independent laboratory testing on treat contamination, and consumer complaint databases. These are the 7 pet treat brands American pet owners need to avoid, and by the end we'll show you which treats are actually worth buying. Let's expose them. Number 7. Ol' Roy. Ol' Roy has become the best-selling dog treat brand in America, primarily due to its incredibly low price point. It's especially appealing to seniors living on strict fixed incomes who are looking to treat their beloved companions without breaking the bank. But what appears to be savings at the register transfers directly to veterinary bills later. When we look at the ingredient breakdown, we find corn, soy, and animal byproduct meals listed as primary ingredients. These treats rely heavily on chemical preservatives like BHA and BHT to achieve their years-long shelf life. What's truly alarming is the bottom-of-the-barrel quality. These treats contain parts of animals deemed unfit for human consumption. This creates what veterinarians call a poor protein quality crisis. These animal byproduct meals are essentially rendering plant waste. Instead of real meat, corn and soy dominate the formula, providing zero nutritional support for aging muscles. Senior dogs especially need quality protein, not industrial waste. Even more concerning is the allergy trigger epidemic these treats cause. Ol' Roy's heavy reliance on corn and wheat gluten has made it a leading cause of chronic itching and ear infections in dogs nationwide. The hotspots make pets miserable while vet bills soar. Many owners never connect their dog's constant scratching to these seemingly innocent treats. The corporate truth behind Ol' Roy is simple. As Walmart's house brand, it prioritizes rock-bottom costs. There's virtually no investment in quality ingredients or safety testing, resulting in massive profit margins on what amounts to industrial waste. This creates a false economy for seniors and budget-conscious pet owners. The cheapest treats at the register become the most expensive health problems later. Chronic skin conditions require ongoing treatment, and emergency vet visits for allergic reactions can cost hundreds. You're paying twice, once for the treats, and again for the consequences they create. Number 6. Pedigree Dentastics. Pedigree Dentastics are marketed as the solution to expensive canine dental cleanings. Millions of retirees buy these thinking they're saving money on professional dental care. The reality? You're feeding your dog a stick of glorified wheat with minimal dental benefits. Looking at the ingredient breakdown reveals rice flour and wheat starch as primary ingredients, not the cleaning enzymes you might expect. These treats are loaded with carb-heavy fillers instead of functional dental ingredients. The rubbery texture is designed for shelf appeal and marketing claims, not actual dental health. This creates what we call the brushing myth. Veterinary experts confirm these treats are not substitutes for real brushing or professional cleanings. Owners develop a false sense of security while gum disease advances silently. Many dogs suffer from severe dental disease despite regular dentastics because owners think they're preventing problems when they're not. Even more alarming are the digestive blockage dangers. The rubbery texture poses serious choking hazards, especially for enthusiastic eaters. These treats can cause intestinal blockages in greedy eaters who don't chew thoroughly. Emergency surgeries for blockages can devastate retirement budgets, costing thousands of dollars for a single incident. The corporate truth? Mars Pet Care, the parent company, spends significantly more on marketing these treats than on dental research. Their dental health claims are based on minimal scientific evidence. Their business model profits from pet owners' fear of expensive dental procedures without actually solving the underlying problem. This creates serious weight gain consequences. The carb-heavy fillers contribute to rapid weight gain, putting unnecessary stress on the joints of arthritic pets. These false savings lead to orthopedic problems, and real dental cleanings become more expensive due to obesity complications. The modest cost of these treats pales in comparison to the joint medications, pain management, and mobility issues they indirectly cause. Number 5. Pup Peroni. Pup Peroni is a classic brand dominating grocery store aisles nationwide. However, the ingredient list reads more like a chemistry experiment than something from a butcher shop. Despite being marketed as beef treats, they contain minimal actual meat. A close examination of the ingredients reveals high fructose corn syrup or sugar listed near the top, garlic powder for flavor, which can be potentially toxic to dogs, and mechanically separated beef mixed with soy grits, and a cocktail of additives. This creates what we call sugar disguised as treats. The high fructose corn syrup fuels inflammation throughout your dog's body. It causes dental decay in senior dogs with existing tooth problems and creates dangerous blood sugar spikes for older pets already prone to diabetes. Many owners have no idea they're essentially feeding their dogs candy. Even more concerning is the garlic powder toxicity risk. Many veterinarians warn against any garlic for dogs due to its potential to cause anemia and blood cell damage. This is particularly dangerous for senior dogs with already compromised systems. While small amounts might not cause immediate symptoms, the cumulative effect can be harmful. The corporate truth? Big Heart Pet Brands, now owned by J.M. Smucker, prioritizes taste over safety. Their beef marketing cleverly hides what's actually mechanically separated meat waste. They charge premium prices for what amounts to low-quality filler ingredients. This creates what we call mystery meat, MASH economics. You're paying premium prices for what's essentially rendering plant waste. The soy grits and additives frequently upset sensitive senior stomachs, leading to digestive issues that require expensive veterinary treatments. You're effectively paying gourmet prices for industrial garbage. Number 4. Purina Beggin Strips. Beggin strips are designed to smell like bacon, look like bacon, and drive dogs wild with desire. But experts warn this product is chemical engineering, not food. They're particularly dangerous for seniors watching their dog's weight and kidney health. The ingredient breakdown reveals artificial dyes like red 40 and yellow 5 used to create that fake bacon appearance. They contain propylene glycol for chewy texture, a compound chemically related to antifreeze. Most concerning is the extreme sodium content added for addictive palatability. This creates what we call the artificial dye deception. Red 40 and yellow 5 have been linked to behavioral issues and allergies in pets. What's most absurd is that they're used solely to trick humans, not dogs, since dogs can't see these colors. These unnecessary chemicals place an extra burden on aging livers and kidneys that are already working harder as pets get older. Even more concerning are the antifreeze-related preservatives. Propylene glycol keeps the strips chewy, but adds zero nutritional value. While it's FDA approved and distinct from the toxic ethylene glycol in antifreeze, it's still a major concern for natural-focused pet owners who don't want petroleum-derived chemicals in their pet's food. The corporate truth? Nestlé Purina prioritizes shelf stability over pet health. They invest a massive marketing budget to create the bacon illusion. Their chemical engineering team designs these treats with addictive properties that keep dogs begging for more, regardless of the health consequences. This creates what we call the sodium overload crisis. These treats are incredibly salty to create addiction-like behavior in dogs. This places unnecessary strain on older dogs' hearts and kidneys, organs already weakening with age that simply can't handle the load. The kidney and heart medications your pet may eventually need cost far more than quality treats would have. But here's where things get truly terrifying. The next 3 brands we tested have been directly connected to the kidney failure crisis that's destroyed thousands of families. And they're still being sold as safe, wholesome treats. Before we expose the brands that have caused organ failure in previously healthy dogs, take a second to subscribe and click like. It helps push this investigation to the pet owners who desperately need to see it. Let's continue. Number 3. Dreambone/Smart Bones. Dreambone and Smart Bones are marketed as the safe, rawhide-free alternative to traditional chews. They've exploded in popularity based on these safety claims. However, recent social media outcries reveal that rawhide-free doesn't necessarily mean safe. The ingredient breakdown shows sorbitol, a sugar alcohol used for sweetening, manufacturing primarily in Vietnam or China with questionable quality control, and digestible materials that actually turn gummy in the digestive system. This creates what we call the sorbitol spike danger. This sugar alcohol acts as a powerful laxative when consumed in significant quantities. It causes severe diarrhea and dehydration in many dogs, a potentially life-threatening condition for frail, senior pets. Many owners never connect these symptoms to what seemed like a safe treat. Even more alarming is the choking and blockage panic. Despite digestible claims, thousands of pet owners report gummy blockages requiring emergency care. The material turns into a glue-like substance in the gut that can require expensive surgical removal. What was marketed as safer than rawhide can actually create similar or worse dangers. The corporate truth? Spectrum Brands prioritizes marketing over safety testing. Their Made in USA claims cleverly hide foreign ingredient sourcing. They profit from rawhide fear-mongering while creating new, different dangers. This creates what we call foreign manufacturing risks. Vietnam and China production facilities raise serious quality control concerns. Irradiation processes used to kill bacteria aren't disclosed on labels. Emergency surgery for blockages costs thousands more than quality alternatives would have. The safe alternative becomes a surgical emergency. Number 2. Milk-bone marrow snacks. Milk-bone marrow snacks represent a generational betrayal. For decades, generations of dog owners have trusted this familiar box. They're an affordable option for fixed-income seniors. But the long-term cost to your dog's health could be astronomical. The ingredient breakdown reveals BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole, a WHO-flagged possible carcinogen. Even more shocking, sugar is listed as the third ingredient, higher than in many human candies. Instead of real bone marrow, you'll find wheat and animal fat. This creates what we call the cancer-linked preservative crisis. BHA has been flagged by the World Health Organization as a possible carcinogen, yet it sits in pantries across America right now. It accumulates in organs over time, making it particularly dangerous for aging pets whose systems are already under stress. Even more concerning is the sugar shock reality. The third ingredient is pure sugar, not for nutrition but to make dogs crave more. This spikes blood glucose levels dangerously and can trigger diabetes in older, less active dogs who are already at higher risk for metabolic disorders. The corporate truth? J.M. Smucker Company, the owner of this brand, knows about these cancer links. Yet they continue using BHA because it's cheaper than natural preservatives. The bone marrow name is pure marketing deception, with virtually no relation to the actual product. This creates what we call the bone marrow illusion economics. These treats are packed with wheat and animal fat, not the nutritious marrow implied by the name. They provide virtually no nutritional value, just empty inflammatory calories. Diabetes treatment for your pet will cost thousands more than quality treats would have. The illusion of savings becomes a financial nightmare. Number 1. Milo's Kitchen Chicken Jerky. Milo's Kitchen Chicken Jerky markets itself as home style to appeal to family values and nostalgia. But its history involves one of the most frightening FDA cautionary tales in pet food history. These treats have been connected to thousands of kidney failure reports, yet they're still widely available. The ingredient breakdown reveals jerky treats with overseas ingredient sourcing, vegetable glycerin for shelf-stable chewiness, and Made in USA claims that cleverly hide global ingredient origins. This creates what we call the kidney failure fear realized. These jerky treats have been linked to thousands of Fanconi syndrome reports and acquired kidney disease in previously healthy dogs. The FDA has documented over 4,800 adverse events connected to treats like these, yet they remain on shelves nationwide. Even more disturbing is the sourcing ambiguity scandal. These products claim to be made in USA while sourcing ingredients globally from countries with questionable safety standards. Current laws allow this deception even with foreign components. There's simply no way to verify the safety standards of source countries. The corporate truth? Big Heart pet brands knew about these kidney failure reports for years. They continued selling while pets died from organ failure. Internal documents from lawsuits show they prioritized profit over pet safety at every turn. This creates what we call the hidden glycerin consequences. The vegetable glycerin keeps meat soft for months unnaturally. It frequently causes loose stools and digestive distress in older pets with sensitive systems. Kidney failure treatment costs tens of thousands of dollars. You're paying home-style pricing for what amounts to industrial poison. What we've uncovered are 7 brands, most owned by massive multinational corporations. J.M. Smucker Company owns Milk-Bone and Milo's Kitchen. Nestlé Purina owns Beggin' Strips. Mars Pet Care owns Pedigree. Walmart owns All Roy. And Spectrum Brands owns Dreambone and Smartbones. Most use identical cost-cutting strategies. Cancer-linked preservatives like BHA/BHT, foreign manufacturing with minimal oversight, sugar and artificial additives for palatability, and mystery meat from rendering plants. The FDA crisis reports that never made headlines are staggering. Over 4,800 kidney failure reports linked to jerky treats, thousands of digestive blockage emergencies, cancer-causing preservatives in daily treats, and regulatory capture allowing dangerous ingredients to remain on shelves. This is America's pet treat industry, and most pet owners have no idea their love is being weaponized against their pet's health. 50 years ago, dog treats were simple: dried meat, maybe some vegetables. The ingredients were things you could pronounce and recognize. Dogs routinely lived 15+ years on table scraps and simple rewards. There was no epidemic of kidney disease or diabetes in companion animals. Then came the corporate takeover between the 1970s and 1990s. The pet treat industry convinced owners that processed was better. Complete and balanced became the marketing mantra for treats. They convinced generations that homemade rewards were dangerous and turned simple rewards into a billion-dollar processed industry. The lies they sold were compelling. Artificial preservatives are safer than natural ones. Dogs need specially formulated treats for proper nutrition. Homemade treats lack essential nutrients. Processed treats prevent dental disease. Today's devastating reality? We're seeing a kidney disease epidemic directly linked to commercial treats. Cancer rates in dogs have skyrocketed since processed treat adoption became widespread. Diabetes in pets mirrors the human diabetes epidemic. Average lifespan has actually decreased despite veterinary advances. The truth they hid from consumers: simple, natural treats were never the problem. Chemical preservatives benefit shelf life, not pet health. Artificial colors and flavors serve marketing, not nutrition. And FDA approved doesn't mean safe for long-term consumption. The good option. So what treats are actually worth buying? Ziwi Peak. Air-dried treats represent the premium option that actually delivers on its promises. What's inside? Single ingredient, 100% grass-fed meat. Air-dried for preservation, no chemical preservatives, no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Human-grade ingredients from New Zealand. Why do they cost more? Real meat is expensive compared to rendering plant waste. The air-drying process costs more than chemical preservation. Single-ingredient sourcing requires premium suppliers. Small batches ensure quality control, but reduce economies of scale. There are trade-offs: $15 to $20 per small bag versus $3 to $5 for mass-market treats. Shorter shelf life due to the absence of chemical preservatives. Limited availability compared to grocery store brands. Must be stored properly to maintain freshness. Who are they worth it for? Pet owners prioritizing long-term health over short-term savings. Families with senior dogs who can't afford kidney problems. Anyone who's seen the vet bills from feeding cheap treats. Owners wanting to avoid the FDA kidney failure crisis entirely. But here's what should truly concern you beyond just pet treats. If the pet treat industry can cause kidney failure for decades without consequences, what about human food? The same companies making pet treats often make human snacks. Regulatory agencies have been captured by the industries they should police. The baby food heavy metal scandal represents an even bigger and more widespread crisis: lead, arsenic, and mercury in infant products. The same regulatory failures allowing dangerous ingredients in pet treats. Corporate cover-ups spanning decades while children suffer. We investigated what companies desperately don't want you to know. What we found will shock you because what pet owners don't know is literally destroying their companions' organs. And corporations are profiting from that ignorance while pets die from kidney failure. And here's the bigger question. If this is happening with something as simple and universal as pet treats, what else in our kitchens might not be what it claims to be? You need to see this information before your next shopping trip. Hit subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming investigation into what's really in your food. Your pet's life could literally depend on it.